Aloha everyone, and welcome to another Tinkers Academy video. I'm your host Kay Elmer, and this video is another installment in the video series Welcome to LeelaQ, otherwise known as Leela Quantum Tech and Quantum Upgrade. This is a video FAQ where I pluck frequently asked questions out of our Telegram chat groups and answer those questions in a video format. This video in particular is to answer the question, what is quantum upgrade and how does it work? And that is a very frequently asked question. So kind of give you the elevator one sentence answer to the what is quantum upgrade. It is simply the ultimate remote quantum wellness service that provides you with unlimited access to more life force energy and frequencies for health, healing, and manifesting. Now, to understand what that sentence means, it kind of breaks down into three separate components that I think if you understand all three, you'll understand, what is quantum upgrade and how does it work. The first one is energy, and in this world of Leela Quantum Tech, the energy is referred to as quantum energy. Now, other people will refer to the energy as life force energy, chi, prana, akasha, ether, organ, whatever you want to call it. It is that energy that permeates all of our existence, and everything has it. It's that life force energy, which is well beyond just the simple bioelectrical energy that our physical bodies run on. The other thing is frequencies, and how does that come into play? And again, entanglement. So let me just walk you through each one separately. My best analogy for having, trying to explain to people who are new to it, like what is quantum energy? Well, quantum energy is that life force. We're all born with something called the original chi, and every single day and every encounter and everything that we do, that level of energy is just like the battery on your phone. It goes up and down as you use your phone. Well, same thing. You're using your life, you're using your body, and that energy is going to go up and down, and things that'll bring it down will be like stress, injury, illness, anything that's going to just drain you of energy, like dealing with in-laws. and one of those things is as your batteries drain down, in order for you to charge back up, there are things you can do to increase your life force energy. And those are things like going for a run, just being outside in the sun, grounding, being around people you love, hugging your dog. These are all things that bring you energy and lift up your life force energy. And then, of course, you've got those things that bring you down. And so as you go through life day by day by day, you're constantly ebbing and flowing, this cycle of energy coming up and down. And for some people, they don't have time, or their life is so stressful, they never can ever get it to go up because it's always low because of all the stress that's in their life. And so for that's where quantum upgrade comes in. It's an unbelievable service because it actually will provide you and charge you with life force energy and give you additional life force energy outside of what you are able to bring into your life by yourself. And what that's like, it's simply like you have a cell phone and you are a cell phone battery and you plug into your charger. And that's what quantum upgrade is. It's plugging you in to a charger that's always going to be providing you with external energy to keep your battery full. So then as you go through day by day and you're dealing with the stress of life, you're going to be able to keep your battery full and your energy levels high because you're plugged into a charger and other people are not. And they're going to have to go out there and find ways, again, those examples, to charge themselves up. But quantum energy is you're charged, you're plugged into your charger. And that's the beauty of the quantum energy that upgrade is providing. Now, the other thing that that really does come into play, as I mentioned earlier, are the frequencies, which are two separate things. You can just have quantum upgrade just to get that extra life force energy to keep you charged. And then if you wanted to, you can add on frequencies. Now, frequencies use the quantum energy as a carrier, and that's how the frequencies are delivered. And the frequencies, the best analogy for frequencies is to understand the idea of emotions and how emotions kind of, bounce back and forth between people. And we've all experienced it. And so like a frequency is the idea of someone walks into your office, usually, like the boss. If the boss is having a really bad day and they're in a bad mood and they show up for work in the morning, the rest of the group of people that work for that person is going to immediately sense that their vibration, which is what it all comes down to, because frequency is vibration, and they're going to pick up on, hey, boss is in a really bad mood, and it sets the tone for the office. And that is exactly what frequency does. You can feel a vibration of a person or a thing, and then you're going to react to it. And then you're going to react to it in a way where you pretty much, what the word is you entrain with it. And then the same thing, the opposite, is that somebody that is your favorite person, and they're always bubbly and happy, and you're having a down day, and then you go to lunch with this happy person, and they're just joking, and next thing you feel happy because their vibration has entrained with yours, and now they uplifted your emotional state. And that frequency, the vibration of these external factors, really affect how you feel yourself. And that's the frequency. So can you imagine when you get on the quantum upgrade and you're getting this incredible benefit of additional life force energy, you're plugged into your charger, and then you flip on one of the frequencies, and they come in different flavors. There's frequencies that'll help you maintain your health. There are frequencies to help you heal, and then there are frequencies that will help you manifest. So let's say you want to bring in a vibration into your life of abundance or prosperity because you're just not feeling it, or you're having issues with your partner, and you want to bring in some self-love, and unity to kind of bridge you two together. Then you could bring in these frequencies in your life, just like you would bring in your happy friend to uplift you. You can bring in these other frequencies to uplift your life in whatever category you're looking at. And there's well over 40 or 50 different frequencies to choose from. And so whatever your priority is, whether it's health, healing, and healing could be not just physical injuries, but emotional injuries, loss, and things like that. We have all these different levels of, things that, pretty much keep us down. And these frequencies will come in and uplift you and entrain with your own vibration to kind of raise that whole, emotional state that you're having. And that's the beauty of these frequencies in addition to the energy. And then the third thing is entanglement. And entanglement is probably the most difficult thing to understand because, it's just something that's just not taught. And in fact, it was only recently that in 2022 that there was a Nobel Prize in physics awarded to 3 scientists who actually went and proved the idea of the concept of quantum entanglement. Now, what is quantum entanglement? Well, in the physics world, they did an experiment where they split a proton, separated them by 14 miles, and observed both of them simultaneously. And then on one location, they started to subject the proton, the other half of the proton, to different electrical fields that made it spin in different directions and do different things. And then what the other scientists at the other location had noticed was that the actual instantaneous moment that they forced one of the protons to do something, the other proton 14 miles away with no connection, right, started doing the exact same thing. So it's like, it's like taking twins in 2 different rooms 14 miles away, and you tell one of the twins to sit down, the other one sits down automatically without ever being told. And that's kind of what that actually proved. And these guys won a Nobel Prize in physics for proving it through their experimentations. And so now, how does that apply to quantum upgrade? Well, what I want to stipulate from this incredible example of, that won the Nobel Prize is that their discovery proved 3 things. That, on top of the fact that there is a thing called quantum entanglement, because it was a theory all the way up until 2022. But the thing that it proved was that matter, which is a manifestation of our consciousness and what we perceive as physical, right? But that matter is connected regardless of distance. And that's a really, really key aspect of quantum upgrade, because whatever's happening to you is also happening to you at a different location, and you're just connected between that. And I'll get into that other you. Okay. And then the other thing that it proved was that communication between matter is instantaneous. And because it's instantaneous, it says and basically defined that there is a unified energy field that exists throughout everything, the universe. Everything is sitting inside of a unified field, so that if you do something to one part of you, another part of you is going to instantaneously feel it, because we're all connected. And that's what that really means. So the idea here is that, what's that other part of you? Or let's say when you tell quantum upgrade, this is me, or this is my pet, or this is my business, my car, my home, right? Then you're actually giving them the information of that other part of you. Okay, and that's kind of, I'll get into that in a second, but I'll just kind of I'll give you the long version of the explanation. But let me tell you first, when you ask Leela, what is quantum upgrade? This is their official answer, and this is as much as they can share, and it explains why. But this is what they say when you ask them, like how does quantum upgrade work? And their official answer is, we use an advanced system that involves various blocks that are all updated, upgraded, and specifically programmed to accommodate all of these different tasks, levels, flexibility, harmony features, and buffering. The basis is the Leela Quantum Tech block technology, which can be purchased and has been tested, certified, and studied by multiple institutes and doctors' offices on 3 different continents. And that's as much as we can share since it's a proprietary system. So I personally do not know exactly how it works, from the nuts and bolts perspective. What I'm explaining to you in this video is how it works and what it is, based on just this overriding definition of just what's happening. Okay, so this is what's happening. So you've got energy, you've got frequency, and how it's being delivered to you is through entanglement, which is a proven science. So, but here's the thing. It's possible, if you own a block, to actually do quantum entanglement yourself. So now you can extrapolate from this next example how Leela is doing it themselves, because they already said they're using their block technology. And the other thing that they've said is that they've got a digital front end and an analog back end, and I'll explain what that is. But the idea, though, here is that for people who actually own a Leela Quantum Tech block, and I think there's like 5 or 6 different ones now, okay, you can actually do quantum entanglement using photos. And I did a whole video on that, and if you're interested, I'll put a link in the video description on how to use a block for quantum entanglement and kind of like be your own quantum upgrade. And then the idea, though, is if you're going to use a photo or use a description of a person like Upgrade does, which is the same thing actually in the quantum world, the key thing that I do want to convey, if you don't have time to watch that video, is that if you're using a photo or you're just putting in the name and birthday of somebody and where they live on a piece of paper, you have to absolutely do it one person at a time. The quantum upgrade service is way more advanced than just me using my block. And so the thing about the quantum upgrade service is they can differentiate between parties so that they don't mix them up. But if you're doing it yourself, there's that feature just is not available to when you're using your own block. So you really only just want to do one person at a time. You can use it with or without frequency. And here's the other thing that even quantum upgrade is a step above what I can do with my block, is that, I can't adjust the energy level. I can't boost the energy up and down, and I can't set timers. And these are the things about using a block, that while you can use your block for quantum entanglement and doing, the kind of like quantum healing kind of stuff, there's a lot of different things that Upgrade does that just you can't do. And so, but, go ahead and watch that other video, kind of get an idea on how to use your block. But for quantum upgrade, now this is what makes it so different than just using a block, okay? And that's what makes them, it's proprietary, because obviously, that's their bread and butter. So they don't tell you exactly how they do it, but I can give you I can give you the gist of what it is. It's basically simply because I do this all the time. I use photos, and I got one or two right now that I'm actually helping people with. I've got a person, a picture of a person and a frequency, and I'm sending them frequency and energy from one of my infinity blocks right now as I speak. But again, I can't do the fancy stuff that Upgrade does, which makes Upgrade so much more valuable if you're really looking at trying to help yourself and other people and pets and things like that. Now, how quantum upgrade works is they have what I said was a digital front end where they capture. Now, if you just wanted to get a use subscription, you would capture, they just need to capture the other you. And what do I mean by the other you? And let me explain to you like the official answer to that. Like how do they use an identifier? But when they grab that identifier, then it basically identifies you in that that unified energy field that I mentioned earlier. And because that identifies you, if they do something with your information, which is what it all comes down to, everybody, it's all about information. And that information identifies you in the field, and they then basically send energy to the information. That information then convey to you, and you're somewhere else in the field. Instantaneously, you're going to start feeling that extra energy. You're going to feel the frequencies, and again, some people don't feel anything, and there's a whole nother subject for that. And I made a video about, people, if you don't feel anything, here's a bunch of reasons why. But a lot of people do. If you just read what's going on in our Telegram chat groups, it is filled of tons of testimonies about how people are interacting with these frequencies and energy. But so they capture the information in a digital front end, it creates a database, and then on the back end, they're not using photos, obviously, they're using your information with an analog back end, simply, kind of like it's essentially a little bit manual, where they use their blocks, and then that whatever you've programmed Quantum Upgrade to do for you is then sent to you somewhere out there in the field. And not just sent to you, but it also can go to people, to you as a you subscription. You can set up your pets, you can put it on your phone, you can have energy and frequency sent to your car and to a location like your home or business physical address, or your business as a business entity. So then let me tell you, now I'm going to read to you the official answer to, how does it identify? Like, how does that digital front end or that information that you capture from me, how does it use to identify me in the quantum field? So let me read to you what the official answer from Leela Quantum Tech, when you're asking, Leela, how does Quantum Upgrade identify me? And this is what they said. What we need for the field for you is an exact identifier that acts like a signal to the quantum field to transmit the energy. Or said even more correctly, the unique identifier is placed into a highly concentrated, high consciousness quantum energy space or field. Space is more correct though. To that unique identifier attached are the different values that you can set and customize in your My Account dashboard. For example, you can set the Hawkins value, the time zone, day, night values, boosters, etc. So you, as the source of that unique identifier, receive the quantum energy via quantum entanglement exactly at all times per the attached values. The technology is analog, but it is programmed, not digital though, or trained to switch to different Hawkins levels at the requested times. For example, our front end and back end are digital. Our front end and back end are digital, that's what it says, and we built a bridge, between the digital and the analog. As long as the identifier is exact and clear, it always arrives at the exact source of the identifier, which is important because your name might be Jane Smith living in Columbus, Ohio, but guaranteed there's probably 20 or 30 other Jane Smiths in Columbus. That's why they need to know the birth. They kind of really need to pinpoint which Jane Smith are you, okay? And so, like as an example, for a car, we need the exact VIN number and some other info so that it works 100%. All identifiers have been tested over a long period of time, so they are ideal to use. But in theory, we could also use a picture of you for the use service as a unique identifier, so there are a couple of ways to do it. And that's how they do it. That's with their explanation. So the idea, again, though, it's all about communication and information, right? So they get your information and then they communicate the energy and the frequencies to your information, which is you, in that energy field through quantum entanglement. And that's how it works. So when you get your dashboard and you're all signed up, then what's really remarkable, instead of if you don't have a block, you can use Quantum Upgrade, which is far superior for this type of stuff. And so you can get your dashboard after you subscribe. And then the thing that's really cool about Upgrade is you can actually go up and down. You could adjust the amount of energy you want. You can change, and you could set your day and night hours. You get different levels of energy depending on what you establish as daytime hours versus nighttime hours. You can set up a booster so that if you've got you're going into a stressful situation, like you're dealing with someone who's challenging, right? Or you're doing something very important that means a lot to you, like taking an exam or giving a presentation, that sort of thing. You can boost up your energy. I mean, I have a friend of mine who, he needs the most amount of energy the minute he wakes up. So he's got his booster set for when he wakes up. So at 6:30 in the morning, boom, boosters go off, carries him through, gets him into his day, that sort of thing. I set my boosters whenever I'm doing interviews or anything that's stressful, or I got to sit and crank for a while on the computer, that sort of thing. So boosters are awesome, where you can actually not just have what you've set your daytime hours to, but you can then boost it even more and get that little bit of extra charge. It's kind of like, with quantum Quantum Upgrade, you're plugged into your charger, but sometimes that's just not enough energy, and you got your, like, basically you've got your little battery bank and you plug that into. That's kind of what it's like. You get that extra boost of energy. Again, I went over the frequencies, and then it has a sharing feature, so you could actually sign people up in your family under your subscription, and then they have access to their own personal dashboard, and everybody can see only their own stuff. So that's a great feature. So again, there's a free trial for Quantum Upgrade. I highly recommend everybody just give it a try. If you haven't tried it, just give it a try. And if you already got it, play with your settings, check out all the different frequencies, and really just, get the most value out of this, because there is nothing else that even comes close to how incredible Quantum Upgrade is as a life force energy, service. And of course, who doesn't want to be plugged into their charger all day and stay fully charged? Because I'll tell you, nobody is spared from, the stress of life. And I'm telling you that Quantum Upgrade can really do some great stuff for you. So other than that, I just want to say that's the answer to what it is and how it works. And I just want to say thank you very much for watching the video. Vielen Dank to our German friends. If you got any questions, come on into the Telegram chat group. More than happy to answer those questions for you, and just basically carry on the conversation if you didn't quite understand what I tried to convey in this video. Be more than happy to kind of work on that and help you along. So thank you very much for watching, and have a great day. Aloha.